I'm going to try to get through this as best as I can without breaking down. But I need to know who's raising these boys, because you sure as shit aren't men. In what world is it okay to just ghost somebody after seeing them? In what world is it okay to ask somebody out and then not make a plan, or not follow through with the plan? In what world is it okay to hang out with somebody, tell them you had a great time and you really want to see them again, to block them as soon as you leave? What sense does that make? The amount of times that this has happened is unreal. There's nothing worse than sitting there wondering what you did wrong or why you didn't amount to their standards. I know that it has nothing to do with me, it's all them. But you know what? I had a bad date yesterday that lasted all of 20 minutes. But at least he had the respect to tell me he wasn't feeling it. Do better!
Nobody cares. No one.
Yeah, guys, do better, right? Because, of course, it is the man's fault. It is always the man. It has nothing to do with you. You know, guys, listening to these girls talk about their dating situations and how hard it is for them, at a certain point, guys, it really just does become kind of funny. Okay, girls like this, they're sick and tired of the chads not committing to them. They are sick and tired of men in general saying, you know what, I refuse to get married. No, I'm not going to have a relationship with you. And you know what, I'm just not feeling the butterflies. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we are going to be going through some TikToks, kicking it off with a breakdown from this woman right here who got humbled on her date. But guys, before we jump into it, as always, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link is in the description, guys. It is totally free to join. If you're interested in becoming a supporter, then there's that too. But over time, I will slowly be moving content from YouTube over to there, guys, because as we all know, we don't know what the hell we're allowed to say or not say on YouTube anymore. So guys, make sure that you come over there, join us on Locals, and let's jump right into today's video as my character fails to load. So let's take a listen. Remember to leave your thoughts and your comments.
I'm going to try to get through this as best as I can without breaking down. But I need to know who's raising these boys, because you sure as shit aren't men.
Yeah, guys, because apparently, right, real men, notice how what they do is they frame masculinity as things that are beneficial to them, okay? So, like, you're not a real man unless you do these things for me. You're not a real man unless I say so. These girls would like it to be the case that your masculinity is contingent on whatever the hell they say. And to that, I say no. Okay, you know what? You want to be a strong, independent boss, baby. You want to treat men like trash. You want to chase the chads forever. Hey, you can go out there and make those decisions. But the problem is it's going to come and bite you in the backside. Let's continue.
In what world is it okay to just ghost somebody after seeing them?
Oh, no, this one. Excuse me, madam, this is 2022. You are not entitled to my body. If I want to ghost you, if I want to never talk to you again because I decide, you know what, then I'm gonna do it. Guys, the dating scene in 2022 has gotten to the point where it's like, you're either ruthless or you're out. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, why on earth? Like, these girls, they'll treat men terribly. And they'll ghost guys, they'll walk out on guys, they just won't show up for dates. They'll be, you know, 30 plus years of age and single, crying about dating, whatever the case may be. But they expect you as a man to extend a courtesy to them. No, 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 this is 2022. You have created this dating environment. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, you can lie in it. And if that means that dudes are ghosting you, dudes don't want to commit to you, dudes don't want to talk to you, well, hey, you know, this is a free choice society, gentlemen. We can do whatever the hell we want, I guess. You know, whatever feels right, guys, I suppose would be the doctrine to live by these days.
In what world is it okay to ask somebody out and then not make a plan, or not follow through with the plan?
You know, what if our butterflies just weren't there? Right, guys, like we hear these videos all the time of these girls like saying, oh, I think it was yesterday's video, or maybe the day before, there was a girl saying, oh, the butterflies just weren't there. maybe we as men, guys, we got to start having these butterflies and saying, you know what, I just don't feel like it today. I'm not interested in committing to you, so it is what it is.
In what world is it okay to hang out with somebody, tell them you had a great time and you really want to see them again, to block them as soon as you leave?
That is hilarious. That is just, guys, you don't understand. That is just straight up hilarious to me, right? And let's be clear about this, okay? When she says hang out with somebody, what does she really mean? Okay, like we're calling it hanging out. That's what we're calling it in 2022. Sometimes people call it, oh, we're in the talking stage. Okay, let's just cut the crap. You two are having some freaky fun, all right? And in all likelihood on the first date, and then after it's over, he blocks you. Right? It's funny, guys. It really is funny because, again, these things, like back in the day, guys, like you would think that if you had fun with somebody, if you guys spent a good night together, whatever the case may be, that this would actually mean something. But no, this is 2022, ladies. You have created this environment, and as far as I'm concerned, it means nothing. It means nothing. Where's your ring? Where's your long-term relationship? Okay, until you have those things, nah, good luck to you, to be honest.
What sense does that make? The amount of times that this has happened is unreal.
And you know what? I believe you. I believe that it has happened an unreal amount of times. Right? Like girls will never give like a specific number, okay? Generally speaking, they just won't, guys. Like, feel free to triple it, do whatever mathematics you like to the number that she tries to give you, okay? But I believe this woman when she says that it's happened a lot of times. Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
There's nothing worse than sitting there wondering what you did wrong or why you didn't amount to their standards. I know that it has nothing to do with me. It's all them. But
what if it is you? Okay, this is the thing that womanism as well tries to sell, among many other things, okay? But this is one of the things that womanism tries to sell to women, right? Is the idea that it's all his fault, okay? The reason why he rejected you, it just says more about him than it does about you, because you're a queen. You need to know your worth. Guys, I swear to you, right? If you guys remember that guy, what's his name? I think it was Derek Jackson, right? Like, the amount of money that you can make by lying to women has to be astounding. Like, it has to be just an astronomical figure, okay? Because these girls, they'll bite on whatever satisfies the ego, right? It's so much more satisfying for these girls, and so much it protects their ego to sit here and say, it's never my fault, it's always the man's fault. Right? And if you, like, I swear, like, I don't know how much money like Derek Jackson made or some crap like that. Okay, these dudes who are like out here selling this crap to women, but it is hilarious. It is hilarious because they fall for it hook, line, and sinker, because it's easier to take that bait than to go, wait, I need to have any form of accountability.
But you know what? I had a bad date yesterday that lasted all of 20 minutes, but at least he had the respect to tell me he wasn't feeling it. Do better.
Yeah, do better, guys. Like, we wrap it up with the do better men, but even, like, guys, like, this woman right here, you can rate her whatever you like. The fact of the matter is that she could find the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand maybe she's not the best looker, okay, but that doesn't mean that she can't find a man. Like, she's not a supermodel, but she would still have men in her DMs. Okay, and the point that I'm trying to make here is that although these girls will complain about being flaked on or guys ghosting them, or they're just having fun and they're only treated as fun, that doesn't mean that they can't find a man. Okay, but they just want the dudes that are out of reach, and then they'll cry about it. And to be honest, guys, like, I think this crap at the end, like, this is just the fakest. Like, how fake is this, right?
At least he had the respect to tell me he wasn't feeling it. Do better.
Yeah, we got the voice quavering at the end, right? But let's continue on to the next bunch of TikToks.
At the highest level, people ghost because they aren't confident. Let's explore. So a guy ghosts you. What was the reason? What was the reason? He doesn't want to go on another date with you. Okay. A confident, kind, honest person would just text you and say, hey, I've enjoyed getting to know you. I don't feel a romantic vibe. Good luck out there. I really respect you. Some iteration of that. Now, in the moment, it would sting. Yeah, it would sting like a bitch for 5 minutes, but then you wouldn't wonder, No miscommunication, no mixed signals. Ghosting is just cowardly, plain and simple. Like,
maybe, right? This is just a wild guess here. Maybe he just didn't want to talk to you. Right? Notice how the girls, they can never say that, oh, he didn't want to talk to me, or oh, he didn't want to have a relationship with me, or oh, he didn't want to take me out on a date. They've always got to reflect it back to saying something about the man. Maybe the man just wasn't interested in you. Okay, but no, of course, we have to take shots at his confidence. We have to take shots at his masculinity, because what other reason would these proud, independent ladies be rejected for? Okay, it's not them, guys. It always says something about the man's confidence. Maybe the guy just didn't want to deal with you. Maybe he had better things to do. Maybe he ghosted you because he didn't feel like talking to you. Okay, but of course, it says something about the man's confidence, apparently, guys. And you see, this is the kind of crap, again, that, you can sell to women just so easily. You know what I mean? Like, if any of you wants to go out there and just be a millionaire, guys, I swear, just like jump on TikTok or something and just lie to women. Like, you'd make so much money doing that. Like, I don't know, sell like a $2,000 course or something to these girls about why they need to, about how it just go lie to them, guys. Right? Because it's always easier for them to believe that it's never their fault. You know what I mean? Like, it's always easier for them to believe, like, oh, the guy just wasn't confident. He wasn't a real man. He wasn't masculine. Like, if you go into the episode before this one that you're watching right now, guys, I covered an article where it's like the girl was talking about how it reflects on the dude's masculinity. I'm like, what the hell, man? But let's keep going.
like I always say, ghosting is small energy. Honesty is the highest form of kindness when it comes to dating, and it's just not that difficult to send a text saying, hey, you're not it. I also think dating apps provide endless supply of validation for both men and women.
Yeah, and that's where you're wrong. Let me just play that back, okay? Dating apps are not a source of endless validation for men. Absolutely not. Maybe the top percentage of men, you could make the argument. Okay, you've got to be like pretty good looking for it to be, more validating than soul crushing as a man, right? The majority of men's experiences on dating app is like, it'll destroy your self-esteem kind of level. Okay, like this girl, she thinks that her experience of dating is also men's experience of dating. And this is the problem. They have no idea, man. They have absolutely no idea. There's a bunch of YouTubers, Austin Dunham, FitX Fearless, and Steph is Cold, right? They all make content on this side of the internet. And they did an interview with women asking if those women had gotten with dudes who have blue check marks on Instagram. And of course, the girls just lie through their teeth. But one of the things that they assumed was that dudes with blue check marks just have women flying through their inbox. And that's not necessarily the case, right? Because what they're doing is they're taking their own perspective and they're saying, you know what, this is how it applies to men. This is what it's like for men. But really, they have absolutely no idea. Okay, and let's just read this comment right here. So she's responding to this, and it says, why do men always ghost? I'm older now, and these head games are too much. Yeah.
Dating apps provide endless supply of validation for both men and women.
Not
so
true.
The whole thing is just becoming very gamified.
I had a date tonight, and I look like this. Oh, hold on. I look like this, okay? I brought it, okay? I brought it.
Gentlemen, hold in the comments, all right? I can see you guys sitting there about to type a comment. All right, let's just hold it in and move on.
And he likes Ben Shapiro. Ugh.
I think for men,
You know what's funny, guys? Girls actually, when they say crap like this, like, oh, this guy likes Jordan Peterson, this guy likes Ben Shapiro, whatever. If you're out there and you're a guy and you're choosing to date, never talk to girls about politics. Never talk to them about anything. Just leave politics, leave religion, leave everything out of the conversation, okay? Because girls, when they go on dates, even though they think that they're all that, when oftentimes they're not, they are looking for a reason to disqualify you, even if it's as stupid as liking, something. Right? Like, literally just say nothing and make the girls anxious, guys. Like, this is just bullcrap.
I think for men more than women, it really is so much more about timing. And this is kind of like upsetting men. When they're ready to find someone, it's whatever is in the vicinity.
I literally have
and I really believe that.
That's so true. That's why I'm always trying to be around.
I-
Me too. I can't work with it. I also hear that if you're the woman that stays through like his trying to find himself,
It's not good. He's going to leave for somebody else because he's going to be all good and he's going to use the skills he learned from you on some other and that's not that's not going to sit well with me. And then move on to someone fresh who doesn't have age on their face from helping a man who isn't grayed out yet from all the trauma that he put her through.
The thing is that
This might be just like one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen. Okay, so what we have here is we have three elderly ladies. Well, I'm assuming they're all like 30 plus, sitting here. Actually, I don't even know their age. It's so hard to guess people's ages nowadays, guys. I've got no idea. They just wear so much makeup. But they're sitting here and they're frustrated because Chad just uses them and then goes with a younger girl. Right? Notice how whenever women get together and they talk like this, they're not talking about all men. They're taking a very small subset of men who are hyper attractive, and they're saying that the set of behaviors that these men have apply to all men. Right? That it's all men who go out here and, you know, just trade with the next girl. Most men cannot just trade out a girl willy-nilly. Most men, for dating, you know, it sucks. It's terrible. Most men don't have a lot of options. Most men cannot generally trade, right? But these girls, again, they're taking it all from the perspective of dudes who are successful at dating and themselves who just have options and can jump on Tinder and get like the majority of whoever the hell they want generally, right?
that men be taking up a lot of
And when I say that, okay, I should stipulate that the girls, they can't get the dudes that they want, but they can get a lot of dudes. You know what I'm saying?
emotional labor. Like it's crazy.
Correct. For free.
I'm a bartender.
Did she just mention emotional labor? Hang on.
Helping a man
Right.
who isn't grayed out yet from all the trauma that
But
he put her through.
The thing is that men be taking up a lot of emotional labor. Like it's crazy.
Correct. For free.
Yeah, guys, don't you just feel sorry for these girls having to put in the emotional labor into relationships? Basically, what that means is they have to struggle to keep around men that truthfully don't want them anyway, right? Like, yeah, no crap, you have to put in the quote-unquote emotional labor because you're trying to keep the guy around because he doesn't want to be with you, right? Like, these girls, they just make up words and then they're just like, hell yeah, let's just use that. Okay, but the reason you go through all this quote-unquote trauma and it's so difficult for you is because the man doesn't even want you. You have no business trying to lock down the guy and then you cry about it when you can't. It's hilarious.
The thing is that men be taking up a lot of emotional labor. Like it's crazy.
Correct. For free.
I'm a bartender at a club, and a few days ago, I posted a TikTok about how women act absolutely terrible when they come in the club. So let me share a little story that recently happened to me. So a table of girls and guys come in, and I know from experience when girls usually come in the club, they start off real shy, but the more liquor they drink, the more they want to act a fool. So as the night goes on, the girls want to act real rowdy, as always, and I walk by to serve another table, and somebody smacks my ass so hard as I walk by. And this wasn't like a normal smack. This was like somebody put all their anger into it and smacked me as hard as they possibly could. So I turn around, ready to start swinging, and I see this girl sitting there like this. As soon as I swung around and saw this girl in the fetal position, I knew that she was in the wrong. But come on, ladies, we can literally do better. You'd be surprised and say, doesn't this happen all the time given the environment that you're in? But the answer is no. The majority of the customers that come into the club I work at are men, and they usually know better than to touch somebody like that. But really, it's the women that come in the club and feel entitled because I'm a woman and they're a woman. They think that this type of behavior is okay.
I'll say this as well, is that a lot of the times when these girls do this behavior, they think that there's going to be no consequence to it. Like, if you guys have ever been out clubbing or whatever, oh, you'll see some absolutely ratchet behavior of girls, right? And it's because a lot of the times they can just get away with it. Like, I've seen girls go out here do absolutely awful stuff in public to dudes and just walk away from it because they know that there's probably going to be no consequence for them. Right? And men, vice versa. Oh, hell no. If you do something like this as a dude, right, and the girl goes, like, calls you out, every single person, the majority of people in your vicinity are going to, like, gang up on you, right? Because it's socially unacceptable for men to do these things, right? But if a woman does it, everybody just goes, oh, yeah, this is, oh, you know, that's just Kathy, right? Like, ha ha ha, even though the woman could be doing terrible behavior. Guys, there's a video on YouTube, I forget what it's called, but people have done like social experiments where they do certain unsavory things in public that I can't particularly say. And they just switch the genders, right? And whenever it's a woman doing something to a man, oh, everybody just walks on by. Okay, but when it's a man doing something to a woman, everybody just stops. Right, and these are the same individuals who claim that they have no privilege and society, exclusively benefits men. It's ridiculous.
Girls always get offended when guys touch them inappropriately, but because I'm a woman and you're a woman, you think I'm supposed to let that shit slide, and that don't sit right with me at all.
Yeah, and you know what? I actually believe that woman right there, to be honest. I can definitely see something like that happening. But guys, let's jump into today's magazine article. As always, before we do, one more quick shout out, guys. Make sure that you come and join us on Locals. Do not forget, guys, the link is at the top of the description, probably in the pinned comment as well. But make sure you go sign up over there, guys, just in case Susan decides to yeet us off the platform. So let's take a look at this article right here. And I don't think I can show the top image, so I'm just going to have to pull it up from here. But basically what the title is Modern Womanism the Best Thing to Happen to Men? The Case for Womanism and Where It All Went Wrong. So let's take a bit of a read here and see what we have. So this person says, I recently heard a man claim that modern womanism is the best thing that has ever happened to men. I was surprised, to say the least. His argument was that modern womanism has either made it easier for men to access women or significantly harder for men to access women. The first camp is the Chads and Tyrones of the world. They're getting all of the commitment-free bedroom fun that they want. The second camp is the average Joes. They are the 90% of men who are invisible to women, but this works in their favor too because it forces them to get out into the world and to better themselves. This argument got me thinking, does womanism actually benefit men? And you know, guys, there is some logic to what this man is saying here. Okay, because womanism is great if you want to go out there and you want to have hookups and, you want to go out there and you want to have fun. But the moment you start thinking about family, long-term commitment and stuff like that, you'll notice that womanism has essentially done to society a very sinister thing, right? Because if you go out here and you try and build a family with these womanists, if you go out here and you try and build something long-lasting, you're oftentimes going to be hit with a very crude reality. Okay, but if you want to go out there, you want to have some bedroom fun, you want to go out there and party and stuff like that, if you're an attractive dude, oh, it's just an absolute buffet. Okay, just do whatever the hell you want. These girls will line up because it is strong and empowering, apparently, for these women, gentlemen. It is, that's the doctrine that these girls have been sold because apparently bedroom fun work, lonely fans workers, guys, these are things that are morally upstanding in today's society, apparently. But of course, these things are not conducive to a family, to say the least, or a long-term relationship. Let's continue. The case for womanism. If it weren't for traditional womanism, I wouldn't be writing on this platform. I wouldn't have a bachelor's degree or my own credit card. I wouldn't have the opportunity to pursue any career that I want, to own property, to marry who I want, or if I want to get married at all. As a woman myself, I can appreciate the traditional womanist sentiment of affording both men and women certain rights and dignities. The shifts that took place in society decades ago have allowed women to exist as individuals apart from a husband or father in order to comfortably live in our world. The demands of traditional womanism to value women as equally important contributors in society have improved the lives of women and men alike. That sentence really gets me thinking right here, guys. Equally important contributors. I'll tell you what a lot of these girls do contribute to. Consumer debt. For example, guys, if you look up statistics on consumer debt by gender, it's ridiculous, right? Like a lot of these girls, yeah, you get your degrees, but you also rack up a stupid amount of debt, right? And who ordinarily ends up paying for these things, by the way? It's typically men. It's typically taxpayers, or it's typically your long-term partner who you manage to sucker into paying these things for you, okay? Men contribute significantly more to the tax pool than women, okay? Apparently it's evening up these days, though. Apparently girls are getting more higher-paying jobs, but all the people at the top, pretty much all men, right? All the people girls spend the majority of the money, men make the majority of the money. Now, apparently that's shifting over time, guys, but, you know, it's very interesting to say that women, you know, they contribute equally in society, because that's certainly very debatable. Whether it be in the context of voting rights, education, finances, marital expectations, or career opportunities, traditional womanism has enabled women to use their talents and intellect to improve our world in meaningful ways. This benefits everyone, apparently. Where it all went wrong. Modern womanism is another story. From self-A-wording, masquerading as freedom, to the sheer lack of personal accountability, radical womanism has caused so much hostility and division, especially between men and women. And notice how she tries to split these things here, guys. It's just womanism in general. Okay, you want to talk about being, you know, radical, and this thing just being so outlandish and terrible for everything, you know, dating scene, whatever have you. It's not radical womanism that's doing this. It's womanism. Okay, like let's just cut that out right there. Modern womanism has twisted both femininity and masculinity into something ugly. While these two forces were meant to work in harmony for the greater good of society, we are constantly told that they are in opposition. Radical womanism espouses the idea that men and women are natural enemies. Men are A-worders and women are victims. Men are oppressors and women are oppressed. You get the idea. With a mentality like this, no wonder everybody is so angry at each other. And you know what, guys? You know, again, going back to the lying to women thing, right? Because the thing is, these governments, right, they don't want to pay for these girls to go out here and become single mothers, or they become unemployed and they don't contribute to society. No, no, no. See, what happens, guys, is when you go out here, when you get married, when you get into what's known as a common law marriage, which doesn't require marriage at all, the government doesn't want to pay for these girls making these terrible decisions. So you know who ends up paying for these things? It's the men who have to pay for these things, right? And women, through womanism and etc., are incentivized to say, hey, you know what, I don't need no man. So men are left paying out of their pockets for families that they essentially do not have. The hostility between men and women today is especially apparent in the dating world. Men are angry that we, the women, won't date them. Interesting assessment. Our expectations are too high and we're only interested in chasing chads. Very true. Men are angry that divorce laws are unapologetically biased in the favor of women. Marriage just doesn't seem worth the hassle anymore. True. Men are angry because women seem to only want guys with money. Men are tired of being used as a meal ticket. Men are frustrated, blah, 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 blah. Let's see why the women are angry. Apparently. Women are angry that we can't find the man that meets our standards. Women are angry because men won't commit to us and seem to only be interested in chasing younger, prettier girls. Women are angry because men are only after one thing, and putting out seems to be the only way to keep a guy's attention. Women are tired of being seen as body and being used, A-worded, or bedroom fun used by men in positions of power. Don't you find it interesting how these girls will always frame it like, oh, he's in a position of power, so he has power over you. Do you ever consider the fact that maybe you're just attracted to men with power? Right? It's not that he's using the power against you. Do you ever consider the fact that maybe you're just attracted to power? It's really not rocket science. Women are angry, and sometimes we have the right to be. Is there a solution to the chaos? If there is, it starts with men and women working on themselves as individuals. It starts with developing realistic expectations for ourselves and for others. It starts with realizing that getting laid or getting attention isn't what actually makes you a person of value. It starts with acknowledging that you can't blame an entire gender for all of your problems. Yeah, you know what? Tell that to the woman at the beginning of today's video. Guys, we are going to be calling today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments below. It's always interesting to see what you guys have to say. If you disagree with anything I've said in the video, guys, feel free to comment about it. That is what the comments box is for. Make sure that you come and join us on Locals, guys. As always, link is in the description. And make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. Before you head out, there's just a few announcements that I'd like to make. The first is that my editor, who goes through all of the blood, sweat, and tears of putting together these videos for us to endure, has started his own YouTube channel. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the video description below, so make sure that you go and show him some support by going and giving him a sub. Also, at the very bottom of the video descriptions, there is a link for those of you who are interested in becoming an editor. I'm not sure how long I'm going to leave these applications open for, but if you're interested in working with me behind the scenes, there will be a link at the very bottom of the video description. Lastly, guys, as always, don't forget to come and join us over on Locals. You guys might have noticed that a lot of YouTube content creators are kind of branching off to different platforms, and that's because we really don't know what we're allowed to say or do, and a lot of us don't really know how long we will be around for. So guys, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. It's totally free to join. There's a support option if you're interested. There's also exclusive content and stuff like that over there, but it's totally free if you're just wanting to go and join, guys. The link is in the description, so make sure that you come and join us. But as always, guys, make sure you're taking care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.